our friend. What is it that, like, if we do something really well, it drives people who don't like us fucking insane. But if we admit that something we're doing bombs, it drives them equally insane and they get fucking pissed about it. If I hated something, now I would never invest the time and energy it takes to hate someone the way some creators hate me. But I get that I'm profitable. I understand that. I'm a marketplace. But, like, I would be celebrating, like, if they were struggling at admitting it, if they were like, look, this bombed terribly, I would just be enjoying it, not going, look at him, the mother. I would just be like, look at that, and then move on with my day. But, like, I'm in a unique position, and I've never seen anyone accomplish this before, so I'll pat myself on the back. Even when I bomb, people get mad at me. and when I get mad, when I acknowledge I bombed and they get mad, I then laugh. It's becoming unironic now. Another win for the toe. Someone got mad that I used that. They went, that's not what it meant. It was supposed to be negative. I know, but I stood still and watched you guys just fumble and up, and it just became another win for the toe. I can't help it. Guys, I don't seek these things out. You give them to me. But anyway, yeah, Chad Buzamok says that the anniversary show was an iconic bomb, though. Oh, my God, it was terrible. It was awful. It was one of the worst shows we've ever done. And kind of fitting when you consider the circumstances around the anniversary show. It was something that April and I started doing because Black Friday was the first day we went on Twitch. And it just kind of became something silly and fun we did as an admitted money grab. I was saying all week, I'm like, just a money grab so we can get some envelopes and we want to make X amount of dollars. Like it was billed as a shameless money grab. And we grabbed a bunch of money. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, no, I will say this. We got Pete, we got Oz, we got Gino, we got Keanu, we got Sean. So our guests worked out, like the bookings we had, other than Corey, worked out. And someone gave us $200 to not put Johnny on. And Johnny loves the bit. Like, you're paying for Johnny to take a paid day off, and then I'm getting paid for it. Who doesn't love that? But the actual, like, organization of it was dog shit. And then Pete was, and I love Pete, but Pete was garbage. Pete was terrible. You know, you listen to Pete and Oz's appearance on this show, and I want you to admit, whether you love me, and most of you love me, and I love you back. Thank you very much. Most of you love me. Some of you just wildly hate my guts, which, again, see a doctor. And then some of you are like Buzamok, who are just fun people who like to bust balls. Like old friends. But you have to admit one thing no matter where you stand on me. And if you hate me, this is going to sound really arrogant. The fact that I did monstrous radio numbers with the co-hosts I did. You heard Pete on Friday's show. You heard Oz. I carried these stiffs to number one. That takes incredible talent. Or a lack of quality radio in the market. One of the two. No, I love those guys. And I was so glad they got to come on. But, like, Oz gave me a little bit. Pete gave me nothing. Like, I had blocked off a half hour for Pete. I blocked off a half hour for Oz. And Chad Buzamok will attest because he was watching it. There was no way I was stretching 30 minutes out of those two. And then Gino and Keanu were so drunk the night before, and they were so hungover, and they had family everywhere that they forgot their booking, and they showed up super late. And then it was just really awkward because they couldn't stay for very long. That interview sucked. I got to admit, we fucking blew it. We ruined it. Like, you're only going to get one shot for those two to come back on the show, right? You're only going to get one shot for, like, the shock value, and that's what it was. It was shock value. Holy shit, these two are back. And the comments went nuts. Like, we're not making it a regular thing. I saw people commenting. People were DMing me. They were like, you can't let those two back in. They'll snake you. They'll do this. They'll do that. Guys, it's never going to be like it was. It's never. And look, I don't blame anyone after the year I've had for thinking I'm a retard who needs this reiterated to me. But it's never going to be like it was. The circumstances have changed. The reality has changed. I just think life is too short to hold grudges. I think life is too short to hang on to bad blood. And if people want to call you on the phone and they want to say, sorry about everything, I misjudged this person's character, so then I misjudged you, and I'm sorry. And then you can tell that person, hey, things got weird, no harm, no foul, water under the bridge, whatever. And that, I'm telling you guys, maybe you don't know, maybe you do know. You breathe easier when shit like that happens. You feel, your life feels less stressed. You just feel better about it. And if I bring them on the show one time, it's going to get people talking. That's the only thing that really bothered me about Friday, is that we had this one shot. It's not going to be like Rumble Fridays with Gino aren't going to be back. Axis Fridays aren't coming back. Keanu's not going to be co-hosting on Thursdays again. But we had one shot to do that big holy shit shock moment. You know what it was? If you're an old school wrestling fan, we shock mastered the out of it. That's what we did with the Gino and Keanu thing. We shock mastered. Go back and watch the shock master from old school WCW. That's what we did with the Gino and Keanu thing. But I'll tell you who saved it and what we got rave reviews for. People were applauding and complimenting my skills as an interviewer. I got to tell you guys, I wasn't doing a great interview. I just let Sean go on a topic he's very passionate about. And Sean, as usual, potentially criminal, of course, knocked it out of the park, as he does. I was confident of that. But for him to reach out and just go check your DMs and offer to come on because Gino and Keanu, you know, that went the way it did, that was really cool of him, and I appreciate that. So it was nice to have Sean on. But yeah, it ended strong. Like the Friday, the anniversary thing ended strong. But I would say the Chad thing, it started out good. Us talking about the old days, it was good. First 45 minutes to an hour were good. Actually, I would even say maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. Once we had to start making way for the guests, it became a complete shit show. I would say the middle 2 hours of Friday's show were some of the worst, most uninspired broadcasting I've ever done. It was really bad. And then Sean came in at the end and saved it and salvaged it. But, yeah, if you can't, like, here's the problem with all these other guys who have shows. They take their shit so seriously they can't laugh at themselves. Like, most of them do shit shows every single day. If you do a show about somebody else, your show sucks. I'm sorry. It just does. You're a hack. And, like, the fact that they can't laugh at themselves or that it's, like, news to them that they could possibly do a shitty show shows you just how f***ing out to lunch these people are. There's a lot of times I get off the air and I go, that one, what? Nothing to write home about. Friday's show, when I ended it, I was sweaty. I was just, and we had made our money. Like, we did a good job that way. Thank you, guys. You're fantastic. But, like, that show ended and I was like, thank God that's over. That was brutal.